YouTube, Rook here from Rook Geek Goodness, my little channel web for all things geeky and cool, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to a brand new unboxing video. We're talking about a particular sci-fi starship that I absolutely love. I love everything when it comes to Battlestar Galactica, specifically the old series of Battlestar, which if I remember correctly was done in 1979, real long time ago. I loved Battlestar growing up as a kid. Absolutely love what they call the Mark I Viper, the starship. What you're looking here that we're going to be talking about is the Mark II version, which is with the reimagining of Battlestars in the early 2000s. But I love Battlestar, the original series, so much. I haven't got my hands on the original Viper Mark I yet, which is the guy you'll see on your screen right now. I want that really badly. It will be absolutely reviewed on my channel. But I wanted to pick this one up because I got a really good price at Hot Topic for it. I got about 30% discount for the Mark II Viper. It's sold by a company called Eaglemoss. If you're not familiar with Eaglemoss, they're basically a company that does a lot of spaceships, a lot of IPs when it comes to sci-fi based IPs, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who. They've done stuff for Marvel and DC. They do stuff with usually die-cast or metals. They steer clear from plastics, but I saw this one and I had to pick it up. It came out a while ago, guys, so you guys know. This is several years old as far as this particular Viper goes. I saw it and had to get it. I knew I wanted to get it, but I didn't want to spend $60, which is what the price point is for this one. Now, we're going to do a full breakdown. We're jumping into breakdown right now, but I wanted to start it like this, more of a traditional unboxing. If you're someone who's returned to my channel, then thank you very much for returning and watching my content. But if you're someone new, never watched any of my videos before, please give this video a like at the bottom of the page so it can be sent across the YouTube platform so other people can find the content that they're looking for and take a gander at it. I want to do this review more of like a traditional unboxing video where I basically show the packaging, crack it open with the flap up, you can see the styrofoam inside, and what you would see more of an unpacking of what it looks like when you get this product, because Battlestar is a really important part of my childhood, and I loved everything about the original Battlestar. Even the newer stuff was really good, but the old stuff, I'm a fanboy. I absolutely love the Mark I Viper. Again, as I mentioned, I will do a review when I get my hands on one. I have to get a Mark I Viper. This particular item and the Mark I, whenever I get it, will absolutely be a top 10 candidate for a 2021 review at the end of this particular year. So let's showcase off the packaging first and foremost. Again, this is Eaglemoss's, what they call their Hero Collection. Really cool packaging. It's very large. There's a lot of weight to it, and we'll talk about the weight of the fighter in a second. Over here is a little write-up of the Mark II Viper. Again, this is the Mark II Viper. This is their first product they released for Battlestar. If you're asking where does this fit in their lineup, this is the first item they released. This is item number 01 for the release candidate for the Eaglemoss line. For Battlestar. This was the first item they released. And they had a lot of issues, what I've heard about, particularly the stand that comes with this one. But you can pause and read the content if you want to see it right there. And the top of it is the top of the Viper right here. Now, there's no painting involved. This is what you see is what you get. So let's crack into it now. There's a flap right here. If you pop it open and you open it up here, one thing I really like, as soon as you get it, you get a tech spec. You'll see it right here. You get a tech spec, which we'll talk about that shortly. I'll showcase this off to you. I'll take a lot of B-roll footage. I'll do a lot of up-close shots of the Viper. But when you open it, basically you get this. You get a styrofoam insert like you can see right here. When you pull the top insert off, basically you just grab it and pull it. Here's what you kind of get on the inside. That's the Mark II Viper. So let's take all the parts out and talk about them individually. You have a stand, which is wrapped already. Let's unwrap this one real quick here. This item is meant to be displayed. So here's your stand, a simple plug point. It says on the bottom here, Viper Mark II. You have the stand itself is a plastic acrylic stand, which you can see right here. And this is, I think, the biggest hurdle for this particular item is this stand, because the Mark I, the one that's technically the older, which is a representation of the original Star Trek, the original Battlestar show rather, it came out after the Mark II Viper. So several iterations down the road in their series, the Mark I Viper was released from the original series of Battlestar. They changed the way the stand works. Think of it more like a goalpost. There's kind of there's pieces that protrude up that snap past the gun turrets here. So it fits more snugly and it's solid. This sort of just rocks on it. So let's take a look at, oh, it's so pretty. We'll take a look at the Viper here. Let me close this box up here and we'll put it aside because you guys don't care about that anymore. You want to see this. You want to see the Mark II Viper. This is all die cast. There's of course maybe some, I don't know if there's even plastic parts on this. I think it's full die cast metal. So this is what you see when you take it out of the packaging. It is a beautiful, beautiful ship. It is weathered, it is painted, fully painted. You don't have to do anything. The price point, as I mentioned, for this is $60 US. Now, if you look over here on the canopy, over here, and on this side right here, it does say Captain Thrace, Captain Hera Thrace Starbuck. That's of course Starbuck's Viper. This particular Viper, I like the way they did this particular ship because it looks weathered. It looks like it's seen stuff. It doesn't look like it just came off the shipyards and it was like a brand new Viper. It is weathered. It looks like there's there's dirt and grime all over it. You'll see the shots that I talk about in the video itself. I'm going to put in the B-roll. The stand, basically, there's no plug points on the bottom of the base here. There's the belly of the ship. There's no plug points here. All you really do is you just simply put it on the stand itself, and that's all you do. And I'll kind of put it around a 360 so you can see what it looks like here. Really cool ship. This is really meant to be this is meant to be unboxed. 100%. This is meant to be unboxed. You should not keep this in package unless you maybe buy two of them, one to keep on your shelf and one to unbox. Absolutely take this off card. This should not be left on card at all. Again, the only thing I see here, oops. The only issue I see here is the stand itself, because there is a little bit of a curve, and to try to get it specifically to the belly of the ship is my concern here, because it is, again, top heavy. There is, as I mentioned before, this is made of die cast. This is metal. So there is a lot of, this is a durable ship. And just the way it looks is phenomenal. You can see the detail in the deco. When you see videos, it doesn't give this plane justice. It doesn't give this fighter justice. If you ask a question, does the cockpit move? Can you open the cockpit? You cannot. This is a piece is put in place. It is glued in position. It does not move. It'd be nice if it would have kind of slid forward and lifted up, or lifted up back here. But it looks really good. Now this is basically, they call it the Mark II because the Mark I Viper is, of course, from the original series of Battlestar. This is sort of a refurbished version of it, or they took it and just made it beefier, stronger. Think of it as the Mark I on steroids. It's a beefier, stronger fighter. Love the way this thing looks really good. Now I mentioned the tech book. Let's take a look at this tech book. You get this with it. It does say Battlestar Galactica, and it says at the bottom here, Viper Mark II. When you open it up, it's a spec sheet. And I'll take some up-close shots of some of these pages. They give you the specs of this fighter. Now, I'm assuming they lifted all this from the reimagined show. I want to say it's in 2004, but I probably got the date wrong. I'll make a notation in the video if I got the date wrong. I might have the date wrong there, unfortunately. But they give you all the information, the design specs, the ship profile, behind the scenes, an interview with Ronald D. Moore, who made the new Battlestar. They talk more about the Viper Mark II right here. Again, really cool information you get presented. When you buy this, you get the ship and the booklet. So it's very cool that you get both these pieces here. Again, you get this right here, some shots from the show, some more write-ups at the bottom. Very cool they did this. They could probably, I'll talk more about that in a second here. Here's another shot. These are more tech specs of the Viper. They talk about the weapon systems, how the guns are, the engine. These are, it's a triple engine ship. I love the way it looks here. It looks so good. Making their mark right here. Great ship. Love the Viper. I've always loved it. One of my favorite ships in sci-fi. It beats out the Defiant from Star Trek. It beats out the A-Wing from Star Wars. The Mark that beats out the Buck Rogers Starfighter. It's my favorite ship in sci-fi, period. I love the Viper. And of course, past matters right here with Ron Moore. Over here, this was the second item. The Cylon Raider was the number 2 to be released in schedule, rather, for the Cylon Raider for the new series, was the release of the second item for the Battlestar Eaglemoss Hero Collection. But all things considered, love this guy. Looks great here. You do see Galactica here on the fin. You see the call sign number right here. You see, again, Starbucks call sign on the side here. The guns, here's a profile right here up close. They could have, as I mentioned, I was going to say a second ago, they could have probably used something like this, even for like shots in the show, for some of the CG work. They could have used these sort of models. How good the deco is on this. Of course, we got the cream color. It's more of like a pearlescent color. You got the red stripe across it. They probably could have used this toy, this model, this figure here, this piece for like stage shots. They could have used it, but the original Mark II Viper that was in the actual Battlestar show was built on the soundstage. It was a full, real Viper that you could sit into. They basically took that and just scaled it down and built this Viper. It looks amazing. You might ask another question. This is not like the Matchbox one back in '79. The wings do not articulate. The old Matchbox, which I had that toy, these wings were on a hinge that you can move up and down. You can't do that with this. This is specifically designed to show off the piece. That's what this is built for, and I absolutely love it in spades. I think if you're a fan of Battlestar, either the old show or the new show, you should absolutely pick this thing up. And with that being said, let's go to final thoughts and wrap up this video. All right, guys, final thoughts on the Eaglemoss Hero Collection Mark II Viper, part of course the Ron Moore reimagined Battlestar. Should you buy this particular model, toy, whatever you want to call it? If you're a fan of Battlestar, be it the old show or more importantly the new show, and you have the money to invest in it, absolutely buy this. This is a perfect work of art in my personal opinion. If you like the Viper, be it the old version or this particular new reimagined version of the Viper, absolutely buy this. I love the way this thing looks. It's made out of die cast. It's extremely heavy. There's weight to it. It feels chunky. It feels solid. The video doesn't give this piece justice, guys. To have it sitting in hand and you hold this thing, it feels right. It feels good. I've always wanted a really cool Viper, and this really scratches that itch. I really wanted this particular item really badly, and it's an awesome kit. It's an awesome piece of tech. I highly recommend, if you're a fan, again, Battlestar, if you're a fan of sci-fi, you should absolutely pick this thing up. Price point, again, is a bit steep. You're looking at about $60 US for one of these particular Vipers. It looks like anything in this scale for Eaglemoss, you have to pay a good price, because this is all metal. This is die cast. I don't believe there's any real plastic parts, maybe except into the windscreen. Everything here is metal. It's been dry washed, brushed, it's been painted. It looks good. There's no work you need to do. You simply pull out the box and display it, and I love that. I didn't want to get a kit where I had to build the thing. I just wanted to display it. And I didn't mind paying more money to get what I wanted. Will I get the Mark I? Absolutely. I'll be displayed right next to this one. That and maybe I'm going to get a Galactica, probably from the original series Galactica, and definitely a Pegasus, probably from the new series, which I'm thinking about getting. I haven't decided yet. Battlestar Old or Battlestar New. Both of them are good ships, and they're just a little bit bigger than this. They're not much bigger. I thought they'd be really big. They're not. And the price point for those, particularly the Galactica and the Pegasus, same price, $60 US. A correction from an older video, I thought they'd be much more expensive. They are not. They're about $60 US. This one here was $60. Again, Hot Topic had a deal a few weeks ago, about 30% off this particular fighter. It cost me about $40 and change to get this, but I had to pick it up. And of course, this here, the tech sheet book, love it. I think they did a great job giving us a kind of background of what the Viper is all about based on the TV series. If you've never watched Battlestar, absolutely watch it. It's a great show. I was really against the new series. I didn't want to see it. I even boycotted it because, in my opinion, having a female Starbuck and a female Boomer didn't seem right, but I caved in and watched the pilot years and years ago, and I fell in love with that show. It is an awesome show. If you've never seen a really good sci-fi show with a lot of drama, absolutely watch it if you haven't watched it. Again, the tech book here, really good. I like what they did with this book. They gave you kind of like a behind the scenes of everything they did with the Viper. And I really love everything this book packs into it. You get a lot more value getting this little tech book. Let's put it in a box, but this will absolutely 100% be displayed. So I hope you do like this video. Give it a like at the bottom of the page. Click the subscribe button. When you subscribe to the channel, click the bell to kind of be notified of my latest videos. And of course, last but not least, you click Windows over here to watch more of my content. Take care, guys. See you next video, and bye-bye.